Hey there guys, Primus Reviews here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series number 91, Decepticon The Fallen. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my last review, please make sure to check it out, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, make sure to turn on post notifications so that way you guys don't miss a single upload. Now, when this figure was finally teased and shown to us, man, was this guy complete. This guy looked completely amazing, and he looked almost screen accurate to how he did look in the film. And man, were we all shocked and surprised on this figure. We have been watching a studio series, The Fallen, for such a long time, and finally when they made this guy, finally, after waiting for so long, we finally got our hands on studio series number 91, The Fallen. I can tell you right now that this guy is 100% worth it if you are looking for the best Fallen ever. Seeing the Fallen in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, man, did he look menacing. I felt honestly really scared of this guy. Honestly, I didn't know who he was, but man, was this guy menacing. Even though he was menacing, he got killed off very easily. But hey, that's what happens when you talk the talk but you don't walk the walk. I'm just saying. But again, I think he did look really cool in the film. And what he did after Prime died, you know, that just shows you how weak he was and how scared he was of Optimus Prime or any Prime. Now taking a look at the packaging. On the front of the package, you still got a beautiful image of the Fallen there. A beautiful image. Studio Series number 91, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. On the side of the box again, you do got a beautiful image of the Fallen there. Really cool. On the back of the box, you do have the figure and it's really strange alternate mode in 17 steps. Honestly, very easy. And he did come with, of course, his Pharaoh mask, which is pretty cool. Then you get to see the on the side of the box again, you do got another beautiful image of the Fallen. He is a leader class, and let me tell you, he deserves this leader class. But I think that's it for the box, so let's take a look at this honestly amazing figure. Now taking a closer look at the Fallen here, you can see that the head detail is amazing. Look at that, the nice silver paint apps, the nice see-through eyes. They're orange, man. Really cool. Again, you got the nice blue. Now he did have blue in the film. It was very vague, but I'm glad they did it. I think it does look really cool. But just take a look at that, man. That honestly looks amazing. You got a tad bit of, I think that's orange, a little bit yellow there. Going down, man. Honestly, really cool. Just going down on the figure, you do got more of that sky blue. Really cool. And again, this figure looks amazing. This figure looks like the part. He looks like one of the best Decepticons ever made, screen accurate wise, man. This guy almost takes the cake. Man, was this figure worth it. And this figure, I'm glad they finally made this, because I think this guy is honestly one of the best screen accurate Decepticons we have ever gotten by Studio Series. This figure was 100% worth the wait. All the patience, all their time trying to make this figure, and I think that they did this guy almost 100% right. Little nitpicks here and there, but honestly, this figure is 100% worth it if again you are looking for the best The Fallen ever in your collection. Now this figure did come with one really cool accessory, so let's take a look at it now. Taking a look here at the Fallen's only accessory here we do have is his really cool looking staff. And again, I think it does look really cool. It is of course bland with the gray, but honestly it is what it is. It is that, oh yeah, it does come off fairly easy, not 100%, but you just clip that back on like that. It is that bendy plastic and stuff, so you know, not much going there. But honestly, again, I think it does look really cool. Yeah, it's not really posable as much, but let's put it on him so that way you guys can see how cool he actually looks with it. Now the way you put the staff on the Fallen is he is going to have all these, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fingers. I'm just saying that's weird having 8 fingers. I'm just saying. You're going to take the skinny part of the staff here and you're just going to simply slide it into this part right here. So you're just going to simply slide it in like so, and then he's going to have kind of a firm grip, and then just make him hold it on this hand however you want it. But again, there you have him holding, honestly, his really cool looking staff. Again, I think it does look really cool. I love the design that they went with this, man. It does look honestly fantastic. And again, I am so glad that they finally did the Fallen justice. They did have a Voyager class back in the day, but honestly, it looked okay. You know, back in the day, you know, it looked honestly amazing. But comparing him to this guy, man, it's not even a question of who the better Fallen is, because I think this guy is the better Fallen. Now, one really cool detail about this figure is you can take off his mask. Yes. Now, viewer discretion is advised. It is honestly really hideous, but again, it is screen accurate, so viewer discretion is advised. All you're gonna do is simply just pop it off, and oh my god, it's worse than the Dark of the Moon Megatron! Oh my gosh, it looks disgusting. Oh my gosh. But again, you do got, it is screen accurate, so again, you do got some really cool detail there. The mouth does open, which is honestly really fantastic. I think it's a fantastic feature right there. It does open up wide, man. Again, he's like, he's going, but other than that, it does look really cool. Do got some lights, nice light piping in the back there. Again, really cool. But again, never display this guy without a mask unless you are doing a pose when Optimus does take off the mask of the Fallen. Other than that, just clip it back on and never do that again, because that is hideous and you never want to see that ever again. Ever again. Now the Fallen is a really big boy, as he does stand roughly about 9 inches tall. Maybe a tiny bit over 9 inches tall. This is a big boy, if you ask me, man. This is a worthy leader class. So for some size comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron, so that we can see how they both do look there. And yeah, Megatron is a big Voyager class. For a Voyager class, he is huge. The Fallen, comparing this Megatron to the Fallen, is honestly really cool. They both do look screen accurate, and again, I think Studio Series has done an outstanding job on the Fallen, man. The paint apps are amazing. This figure is amazing, and honestly, I think they did this guy 100% correct. For my next size comparison, it's not screen accurate, but this is what I have so far, and I'm gonna work with what I have so far until I get Jetfire. So here he is next to the Transformers Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, so that way you can see how they both scale there. And yeah, again, I think they both do look really cool. Again, both do look screen accurate in their own movie, but again, it isn't, you know, 100% accurate since I don't have the Jetfire at the moment, but I will be getting it soon. But other than that, again, I think this figure is honestly amazing. And again, Studio Series has knocked it out the park. And what can I say? When Studio Series does their figures right, they do them right. And just so you guys can see, I'm doing one last size comparison, just so you guys can see how big and how tall this figure is. Here he is next to the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Sideswipe. That way you guys can see just how big the Fallen is. And let me just tell you, the Fallen is huge. He is huge. He feels like a leader class, and I am happy that he feels like a leader class, because Sideswipe here feels so tiny compared to this big boy here. So I'm just saying, when Studio Series does their figures right, they do them right. Now the articulation on this guy is honestly a little bit weird. He does have a ball joint at the head. He can look up that far and he can look down that far. His arm can move out roughly about that far, because this piece is a little bit in the way there. He does have a bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, and he does have wrist rotation, which is honestly really cool. But if you pull it out too much, again, this piece will come off like so, which is honestly a little bit annoying. And honestly, that's something I don't like about this figure. Honestly, I'm gonna leave that out for now. He doesn't have a waist swivel because this piece is, you know, sculpted on there, so he doesn't really have a waist swivel there. He does kick roughly about that far, a really good kick, and about that far, again, a really good kick as well. he does have a ball joint at the thigh. He does have a thigh swivel, bend at the knee right here, and he does have a ball joint for the feet here, and he does have a beautiful ankle pivot there. So for the articulation on this guy is honestly not that bad. It's strange, but it's honestly not that bad. I think it is honestly a really cool figure overall. The posability you can do on this guy is honestly better than what I was expecting. I knew that they were gonna have to limit some things because, you know, the Fallen's design is a little bit weird, but other than that, I think this figure does look amazing, and overall I think this figure does play the part as being one of the best looking Decepticons ever made, well, screen accurate wise. But alrighty guys, I think it's time to transform him into his really strange looking alternate mode. Now, I know in the movie he doesn't transform into anything, but this is a Studio Series figure, and we've seen Studio Series already make Transformers transform, even though we never saw them transform in the film, or just base them off of concept art and just go from there. Again, this figure never transformed into the film, but honestly, it is what it is. It's a Transformer, so they had to do something, and let's see how it looks. So here is his really strange looking alternate mode. I guess, you know, it is an alternate mode. They had to transform it into something, and yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say here. It's an alternate mode, it's something, but I prefer the robot mode 100 times over than this really strange looking alternate mode. I'm gonna guess it's a jet. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to call this mode. It's a jet to me, but again, you can see at least it does have really cool detail here. You do got the transparent plastic, which is orange, really cool there. Again, just going down on the figure, you can see the nice molded detail that they put into this guy, man. Really good amount of detail, and honestly, that's one thing that shines about this figure. Honestly, I wouldn't want more paint at all. I think the amount of paint that they put on this guy is fantastic, and that says a lot. I'm so glad this is a leader class, man. So glad. Again, this thing is huge. Just look how big this thing is, man. This thing is huge. I'm still shocked by this figure. It's honestly, again, a really amazing figure. It's just that they had to transform into something, and I guess this is what they came up with, and honestly, I don't blame them. You know, I guess it's a concept art, I think. Don't quote me on that, but again, I think it does look really cool. But again, he did scale down a lot, you know, as he now is about roughly in height, about, I would say, roughly 3.5 inches tall, because I'm counting this one as well, maybe 3 inches tall. But again, you know, he did compress. Now, as for the staff, I honestly don't know where it goes, so ta-da! I guess that's where it goes. Honestly, I don't know. But again, I think it does look really cool, a little bit strange, but again, it is a Cybertronian jet. But yeah, there's not much more to say about the alternate mode. It is a brick, nothing really moves, everything is a brick, everything is solid. That's one good thing about this. At least there's no loose parts that I've seen so far, other than, you know, the parts that we will be talking about at the end of the video that bring this guy down. But other than that, I think this alternate mode does look really cool. Again, so happy they did this figure. But I think I'm gonna transform him back into his robot mode so I can give my overall review and my overall grade on this guy. So yeah, let's see what grade he gets, and hopefully this figure is worth it. Alrighty guys, there you go. There you have the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series number 91, Decepticon The Fallen. Now overall, I think this figure does look really cool again, and also really screen accurate. I think they did a great job with this figure. Even though he did die very easily in the movie, I still think he did look menacing in the film. Even though his design again was honestly really strange, I still think Studio Series did a great job on capturing how it did look in the film, and honestly making it almost work 100% complete, and again, a really great looking figure overall. So for that, I do have to give this figure a solid 9 out of 10. Yes, a 9 out of 10 on this figure is really good, but there is just one thing holding this guy back, and I already talked about it, but here is why, you know, he does get a 9 out of 10 and not a higher score. And the reason why he doesn't get a higher score, and the only con that I do have with this guy, is these back pieces right here. Now, those back pieces are on a ball joint in the back, and again, Yes, thank you, but again, it just pops off very, very easily, and it does limit this guy's posability just by, almost a little bit. But again, the poses you do get with this guy is still really, really great. It's just those back pieces right there that are annoying, and honestly, I do wish that they connected a little bit more better, because I do think that both sides do feel loose, and the ball joints, again, are really, really loose as well, and that's one thing I didn't like about this figure. But other than that, I think this figure is honestly amazing, and the anticipation that we had with this figure was so high, and again, I think they did an amazing job, and I think our wait for this figure was 100% worth it. Now, I have been looking for this guy for a really long time, and I'm just glad that I was able to find him in stores, because this guy honestly was 100% my favorite leader class villain that we've gotten ever since, Shockwave. I know there's been, leader classes of Decepticons here and there, but this is honestly one of my most, anticipated Decepticon leader classes that was shown, and I really wanted this guy. He was hard to find, but I was able to find him, and man, was it 100% worth it. I'm glad I didn't buy him online, but again, even if I didn't find this guy in stores, I was gonna get this guy no matter what. But again, if you compare this, the Fallen, next to the previous version that we got with this guy, which was the Voyager class, the Fallen, back in the day, you can see a complete difference, man. You can tell which one's amazing and which one was good back in its day, but comparing that to now is honestly just a slap on the wrist, because this guy is honestly amazing. This guy is 100% worth it, and even though there is just that one con, I do think that this guy surpasses that iteration of the Fallen almost by every step. Just posing this guy was honestly really amazing, and like I said, I'm so glad that they made this figure, and this guy is going to be a standout in my collection. And I think that's it for honestly the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen all characters. I know we got Sideways coming up and stuff, but again, me off the top of my head, I think that's it. I know there is, Devastator and stuff. I do have that, he's already combined and stuff. It's just going to be a while before I do review that guy. But other than that, I think that's going to do it for me. So, again, this has been Primus Reviews. That has been the amazing, the menacing, the easy killing, the Fallen. Remember to stay calm and keep moving on. So I'll make sure to see you guys on the next one.
Oh, Master, I have returned.
Where have you been?
I've been slaying Autobots.
You died?
Oh, no. Yes, but still.
Can keep a secret. I've been keeping a secret for a really long time.
Okay.
I have two faces.
Two faces?
Yes. You promise you won't lie?
Of course not.
So, what do you think?
I need to go kill Optimus Prime now.
What? Is it that hideous?